To the realtor this morning, and that's not good. What is up, everybody? So we're going to try to get a little more consistent again. I'm going to work on it. I no promises. Again, I've recorded so many videos, but I just never finish them, or I don't get to edit them. And then by the time I do, it's like 3 weeks later and it's really irrelevant. So it kind of is what it is. If you're watching this, most likely you watched a video, or I posted a video a day or two ago about an employee who is no longer with us because they made some choices to steal from the company. And so if you haven't watched that, I'll put a link for that up top. It's a good one. It's definitely something that pretty much every business owner goes through in one way or another. This is just a version of how we went through ours and how we caught it, and how we caught it quick, and why it's important to have systems in place and have the right tools in place to be able to catch them. But now we're down a man, and we're busy. The guys yesterday killed it, absolutely killed it. They removed a total of 85 cubic yards worth of trash over 4 appointments, I want to say, or maybe 4, a few appointments. I was out all day yesterday because it was my brother's wedding. I could not help them at all, but they handled it. They got it done. They worked all day long, but they handled business. Right now, I'm at a cleanout by myself. They're off doing their regular appointments. They will come and join me at some point. This property is actually pretty cool. This was a referral. Well, the agent was a referral from someone I've networked with in the community for a couple years. We've built that relationship. They know who we are, how we work, and what we do. And they plugged me in with a guy who handles all of the foreclosures for Sallie Mae, Fannie Mae, all the big lenders out there. And what they're doing right now is they're not sending everything to auction. They're getting the houses, the properties cleaned up, and they're throwing them on the market. They're not remodeling, but they're at least making them look better. So I just walked this property. This is actually a property I bid roughly based on pictures, a month and a half, actually, while I was at Waste Expo. And I got the call earlier this week saying that they were ready to go. And so I told them we'll get it done. Normally we do these in a day, but with the way things are going right now, I said we'll do a little today, a little tomorrow, a little Saturday, a little Monday. There is definitely way more here than what they had sent in pictures, of course, right? That's nothing uncommon there, but I will get started on this one solo, and the team will get here when they can. So I'll give you a little view. So everything that you see needs to go. The 2 sheds are TBD. The original bid did include demoing that shed there, but because there's so much other stuff that is here, we're going to work on all the other junk. And essentially what we're going to do is we're going to use the initial bid approval as a credit, in a sense, and we're going to get working on everything, and we'll start to deduct from that credit. And the sheds themselves will be left for the end. Obviously the debris around them needs to go, but once we eat through the credit itself, then we'll go through with the banks and rebid to add on some more stuff. Man, I am out of shape, guys. I've done nothing to help myself. I don't know if you can hear, but there is a beehive or something up there. I don't know, tons of bees. We are out in Fallbrook, by the way. The main house itself is empty, which is good. We're just gonna be working on this garage, apartment, these sheds, little junk on the patio, courtyard. Get the outside cleaned up, looking nice. Right now, I'm gonna start with this garage myself. And get going. There's about, I would say there's probably about close to double here than what was sent to me. To kind of give you an example, they sent me a picture of this angle of the garage, and they left out, all this stuff. They didn't send any of this. They didn't send any of this. In this room, they didn't picture any of that, but they sent a picture of this angle here. So it happens. It's pretty much the main reason why. That's pretty nice, man. Look at that. It's one of the main reasons why I don't like quoting based on pictures, because it's variable. But I was very, very, very clear that this was a non-locked in number. This was rough estimates, and everything would be finalized in sight. So thankfully we got it. Thankfully they understand, and I'm gonna get to work solo on this one. And yeah, I'm gonna sweat a little bit. It's about time. Did I mention it's extremely hot right now? I think Monday was like 110. Yesterday was 105. I don't even want to know what today is. Whew. All right, so let me flip this around here. I'm working my way into the garage. I don't know. I always start a clean out in the garage. I don't know why. Cleanouts are always fun because you come across interesting stuff. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. Maybe. I don't know. These are flowers. There are some with snakes. I don't know. Let's see. That is a Model A of some sort. And then check these out. Just cool. You never know. I always wonder, like, these people you see in pictures, where are they today? And why are they in this little envelope in the middle of nowhere? So, oh man, it is hot. I honestly don't know if the team's gonna be able to come down and help me. The good news is on this one, we have time to get it done. I just got to the VHS collection, and there's some good ones in here, man. I wish these things were worth money because we throw these away like crazy. Okay, a couple notable mentions. Ghost, of course, Lethal Weapon, The Mummy, Brandon Fraser, come on now. The American President. Oh gosh, Twister. Honestly, this was one of my favorite movies. Jerry Maguire. They actually had a great little collection. Oops. Had a great little collection here, so. Oh man. Well, it's hot. I'm gonna get back at it. Alrighty. This main portion of the garage is pretty much done. That's pretty much all I did. Haven't touched that, haven't touched this. I was just walking around right now trying to figure out my best plan of action here. The house itself is immaculate. There's nothing wrong in there. That's all nice and clean. It's out here where we have a lot of the work, and realistically it's a lot of manual work. So in all reality, I mean, this is work for the machine. There's no reason why we should spend hours and hours and hours picking up all these little pieces. We can only get so close. The downside is the machine can only fit or load into one of the 15-yard dumpsters, which is fine, but just means more trips. And out here in the area that we're at, there's only a transfer station available, and the transfer station is like $119 a ton, I think, which we're normally paying what, 51 a ton at the landfill. So definitely a huge difference as far as cost is concerned. But I knocked this load out by myself. The guys just got busier, more calls came in, and this property here does not need to get done today or tomorrow. We let them know it'll be done by Monday. So if we do a little today, a little tomorrow, a little Saturday, and a little Monday, we'll be all right. The guys also through network. I mean, man, if you are a dog, please close the gate behind you. I don't think the dog lives here anymore. Also through networking, someone that we started networking with probably, gosh, maybe even 3 years ago. She's a personal assistant, the Task Fairy. One of her clients is just finalized the divorce, and they have a huge house, and they need a whole bunch of stuff gone. So the guys went yesterday. That was part of their busy day. They loaded up one load from that property, and we have 3 more. So we scheduled those for next Wednesday. That's the next time they'll be available to open up the house for us. And then let's see. Yeah, so I mean, things are going good. Things are busy. I need another person, minimum another person. Look at all this. This is for sure. This we could do by hand. Honestly, that's not that big of a deal. This can be done by hand. A lot of this can be done by hand over here, but, oh, camera's not, there we go. A lot of this can be done by hand, but having the machine for a lot of these piles that are already nice and neatly organized, come in with a grapple and just chomp it, take it and load it, that would be great. This is gonna be a whole nother ball game once we get there. But filled up 120-yard dumpster with a little bit of what was outside the garage, inside the garage, a little bit down the hallway. For sure, what's in this room and that little side room is gonna be another 20. Probably squeeze some of this other little miscellaneous stuff in there. All this wood, everything over here on the side. I mean, this is probably 30 yards worth. Probably 30 yards, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. And then we have all this over here. So definitely a big one. I was speaking with a realtor and I was like, so you sent me 4 pictures. He's like, oh, we did? That's it. That's it. So we're gonna work with them. We're gonna get it figured out. They're working with us on the schedule, so I'll take it. All right, so we are back in Fallbrook. Brought the big guns out today. Jonah, that's my oldest boy. But I brought the machine out to help us handle a lot of this crap here. It's gonna be too time consuming trying to do it by hand. We got Philip and Isaiah working on the rest of the inside of the garage. I'm about to cut this lock off here and start tackling all of this, but it should be fun. All right, I don't know if you can hear, but doing this by hand would have taken forever. What's the plan? You're full? Just about full too. Yeah, I have a meeting at 1:30 in Fallbrook. I forgot I was meeting with my insurance agent. He's here from the East Coast, so actually I might just send Jonah with you. I'll finish this up by myself so that you have extra hands when you get back. And then, yeah, let's do that. I'll dump this in Corona or in Beaumont. I don't want to dump this. This would be heavy. Yeah.
We have a lawn there too, so.
Yeah. Well, go dump, eat lunch, and then come back, and then do another load. Finish the courtyard. Do the driveway basically, from where you drove in this way, and then courtyard, and then whatever you can get from over here. Obviously, like all the stacks of wood, we'll have to come back once they approve more. But.
So you want to get stacks of wood over there, not the bigger stuff here?
No, I want to finish this half of the prop. Oh shoot. We didn't even do this. So when you come back, do the courtyard, the driveway, and this little side room. Okay. Yeah. Honestly, there's a piece of wood there. Just take it off so you can walk through it. Yeah.
And we're not obviously
leaving all the chemicals. The trash cans I left here yesterday are our trash cans, so we'll take those back with us.
So then I'm gonna just leave my stuff here since you're coming back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to send me where I'm going? Or is
it's on the receipt, yeah, but it's Edco Fallbrook. Yeah, you're gonna go with them. So, just if you guys want to get lunch too, just use the card. All right, so small change in plans. I'm no longer on the skid steer or at that job site working. I'm heading back now, but I took a little extended lunch break to go meet with Toby Stubbs, the one and only junk removal insurance master, which let me tell you a bit about our policy right now because he is in the process of rewriting it. But he happened to be in town heading to San Diego for a wedding, and I happen to be in San Diego County right now. So we were able to meet up here at this nice little cafe. Had a great lunch with him, the wife, and the kids. Just caught up a little bit. But if you're not using Toby, I highly recommend that you reach out and talk to him. Even if you have another insurance policy with somebody else, send him your info. Let him requote it for you. Here's what happened for us. Our total policy amount will end up dropping by about $6,000 to $7,000. It's dropped about $3,000 right now, give or take. In the next month or so, it should drop another 10 to 20%. What happened is our policy was through Progressive. The agent I had never written a junk removal company before, but he did his best. He got our policy. We were paying $26,000 and change per year. And I apologize, I'm going through a bunch of windy roads, so I'm not sure what the camera is doing. I'm focusing on this road here. But they had us classified as a box truck and not a dump truck, which your initial thoughts would be box truck would be cheaper than a dump truck. It's not. The classification is wrong, and a box truck costs more to insure than our dump truck. In addition to that, we didn't have our wraps covered in that policy. And our underinsured motorist was only set to $100,000, and now it's set to $1 million. So he was able to take the policy over because he is a Progressive agent. He pulled the policy over into his system, got us reclassified, and fixed the actual classification of the vehicle. So now if we get in an accident, we will actually be covered correctly. And if our truck is deemed a total loss, we will get a replacement dump truck, not a replacement box truck. If our guys get hit by someone who doesn't have insurance, which that happens all the time out here in California, we are now covered up to $1 million instead of that $100,000. But by making those changes, fixing the classification and increasing the uninsured motorist, our policy went down by about $3,000, 30 something $100. We have one other change that we're making that's going to make that other 15 or 20 or 10 to 20% change. But anyways, long story short, California is a tough state. There are a few tough states out there. I know Texas and Florida are some of the other ones that are tough. But reach out to Toby. He knows what he's talking about. I highly recommend it. I'll put his contact information down below. Actually, I believe his website is junkremovalinsurance.com. So just head over there. Not sponsored by, well, you know, maybe this was sponsored. He bought me lunch, so sponsored by lunch. But in general, he's a great guy for you to get to know. Very knowledgeable in our industry. He's in the process of requoting our general liability, requoting our workers' comp, and putting together an umbrella policy. Insurance is a horrible word. I absolutely hate dealing with it. But having someone that knows the industry to make sure you're covered is important. So I'm heading back to the property right now. Before I left, I finished filling up that dumpster. Actually, I overfilled it. I'm going to have to tarp that real good. The guys went and dumped the other dump truck with my son, Jonah. They should be back now. They went to go dump, have lunch, and then they were coming back to fill up another load. This last load will essentially max out the budget that has been assigned to this project from the agent. Once we finish up today, get everything cleaned up, get some more pictures of everything that's left, and then ask them what they want to do from here. Get them some new numbers. All the cactus plants can stay.
Yeah, we're not touching any
Okay.
of them that look, we're just moving to the side.
Perfect. Not bad. Obviously needs some extensive cleaning, but the guys have knocked this out of the park. Oh, this used to be a restroom. Shower, toilet. Interesting. The only thing out here we need to finish grabbing is those little miscellaneous flower pots that are not full, trash cans. None of this was bid in the photos, and he knows that, so he just has to try to get it as clean looking as possible. Jeez. I walked into a spider web, sorry. Ugh. So, spider webs, man. We're doing our best to get this thing cleaned up as best as we possibly can for what they have allotted in the budget, but in reality, it's not. There's still a lot left. So all of this here, which if you remember from the beginning of the video, you couldn't even enter back here. This was all full, all full. Obviously a lot of little detail work that needs to be done. Then we still have all of this over here, plus what the guys are working on in that little side room. So that truck's almost full. Obviously I overloaded this guy, but just trying to get as much out of here as we possibly can. There's quite a bit left. When we were meeting the other day, he did mention that they wanted us to possibly demo this shed, but this is not just a regular shed. This thing's falling apart for one, but it's got 2 rooms, footers. This thing is massive, probably easily 20 feet, probably 20 by 20, 20 by 15-ish. There's quite a bit left. We have maybe a fourth of maybe a fourth of the truck full right now. So we're going through. The goal right now is to completely empty out that side yard, empty out the rest of the courtyard, and try to tackle as much of this as possible, but we'll see how far we can get. All right, so it's Saturday. I'm back at this property here in Fallbrook. We've maxed out our loads so far that's been approved, and I'm here to pick up the machine. Talked to the realtor this morning, and that's not good. Hello? That must be an animal of some sort. Well, this isn't good. Hello? Hello? Okay, well, that's good. That's what I was worried about. Okay. As long as that's here. Hello, hello? All right, obviously somebody came in. All right, so that was interesting. It must have been a little animal or a frog or something over there. It sounded like it was somebody walking through, but I guess not. Anyways, what I was saying is I spoke to the realtor this morning, and at this point we've exhausted the pre-approved amount that we have. I let them know about roughly how much we'd be looking at, not roughly, let them know how much we'd be looking at to get the rest of the actual debris removed. And then talking about the shed, I don't think they're going to do the shed. They may even want to leave it the way it is right now. He's not sure. The bank or his contact is in India, so it's going to take a little bit to get things approved so we can move to the next step. I think, in my mind, they're going to want us to bare minimum get rid of the rest of this stuff here, and then we'll see what they say about the items that are over here. But I'm here to grab my, one second. All right, so what I was saying is that my contact's contact is in India, and so he'll reach out to them today, but he really won't hear back from them, bare minimum Monday. So for obvious reasons, I can't leave the machine here. My hope was that he was going to be able to approve at least 1 or 2 more loads, and I was going to do that myself today with the machine, get really the majority of the junk out of here with 1 to 2 more loads. Shed are going to be a completely different story. They're most likely going to leave that there for the new owner. The property is being sold as is regardless, so I highly doubt they're going to have us do that. But the rest of the junk, hopefully we get it out of here. So the goal for this morning now is to get the machine out of here, obviously, and then just to clean up the ground. Obviously the skid steers take a beating to the ground, especially here. This stuff is so soft. So I'm gonna go through, clean up this little area that I was tracking through. Oops, there we go. I'll go through and just clean up this area, do a little quick grade, flatten it out, pick up some of the larger chunks of debris that we left, sweep this up, sweep the building up, and then head out of here. So